beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome to a new series called Make It Last. So I found this game on Itch.io or Itch.io, the website, I don't know how you pronounce that freaking website, but I found this game, and I think it's fairly new. I've actually recorded this already, but my computer decided to crash on me. So while I was mid-recording, I think I was like 25 minutes in, and then it crashed on me. And none of the stuff I was recording was saved because, you know, computer likes to tell me like, hey, I'm gonna sleep now. I'm not gonna give you a warning. But I did play like 25 minutes in already in the story, but now I gotta record it over again. So my reactions to certain things might not be as excited because I'm really upset that the stupid thing had to restart. So you guys know me, I usually play a lot of Aromie games, but you know, it's 2017. There are finally games for our LGBT community, so I'm really happy. There's another visual novel game as well I'm going to be playing, but that one is girl and girl. This one is guy and guy. For those that don't feel comfortable with this type of stuff, you can just totally click out. Alright, I'm not forcing you guys to watch it, but I'm really excited because I saw the art for this. It's like 3D-ish and not 2D, so that kind of like really attracted me to play this game, and I can't wait. Or I can't wait to pick up from where I left off once I read throughout this. I was confused at who was who at first, but since it's my second time recording this, I already know who's what. But you guys don't, so let's get to it. When Jordan was 12, his family moved from South Korea to a little town in the United States located in northern Idaho. When he was saying goodbye to his best friend before the move, Jordan kept thinking about how he wanted nothing more than to kiss this boy. He realized that his intense feelings of friendship were mixed in with an intense romantic crush. Sorry, I was about to burp. So rude. I'm so rude to myself. His realization had been confusing because he never knew that he could even have a crush on another boy. Upon this realization, he looked back on his life and knew that he just never felt the same way about girls. He felt like he had broken some rule that everyone else knew, but no one ever filled him in on. I really love this, the watercolor. When Harvey was 12, he was playing hide and seek with his sister. Harvey had decided to hide in his father's bedroom closet. Harvey had forgotten that there were rules at the start of the game. Stay outside, hiding in the house was off limits. You must stay in the neighborhood. Harvey had been sitting on the floor of the closet when he noticed a stack of magazines on top of a box in the corner. The box was labeled Martin's Crap. Harvey grabbed a magazine off the top of the stack. The cover had a nearly naked woman. Harvey skimmed through the magazine. He felt grossed out by the time he got to the end. He briefly questioned if wanting to see girls naked was normal, and if he was not normal, because he knew that he wished that there had been men in that magazine. Harvey tossed the magazine back onto the stack and continued hiding. That must feel horrible. It must be. I don't personally know how it feels, but I feel like it's a difficult situation to be in. When Jordan was 14, he came out to his older brother, Steven. Steven was supportive. He hugged Jordan, who had started crying during all of this, and told him that he would always be there for Jordan. Jordan choked out a question through his tears. What should I do? I really love the font, by the way, for their names. That big font right here. Pretty. Steven paused. He understood what Jordan was afraid of immediately. He looked at Jordan and told him, if you don't want to come out to them, you don't have to. I'd like to say that Mom and Dad be supportive, but yeah, trailed off. Jordan nodded. When Harvey was 14, he was helping his mother in the garden. His father came home from work and shook his head as he passed by the two of them. Harvey's mother glared at his father. Harvey asked his mother why his father is always upset with him. He put a gentle hand onto his and said that Harvey's father was traditional about how things should be. He followed it up by saying that there was nothing wrong with doing what makes you happy, as long as it doesn't harm other people. Harvey was confused, but hearing that from her made him happy. Later that night, Harvey asked his father what would make him happy. His father replied by telling him that he'd be happy if Harvey manned up. At first I was confused at this sentence, like I thought his dad figured out that he wasn't straight, but I think his father was upset that he was in the garden with his mom doing like delicate stuff. The following school year, Harvey signed up for the football team. When Jordan was 16, his mother was sitting down at the dinner table when he got home from school. His mother spoke in a stern tone. Hyunjun, there is Korean in here, and for you guys, I don't know Korean, so my my accent for like Korean is probably gonna be really Americanized, very like Englished out. I don't know Korean, so I'm very sorry. I do want to learn Korean, but I don't know how these words are supposed to sound like. What does this mean? This is Jordan's birth name. Oh, okay. Alright. I wasn't sure last time when I recorded this the first time around what popped up, and I wasn't fast enough to click it. Oh god. Popped out. Okay. His mother spoke in a stern tone. Again, sorry. I don't know how to read it. Hyunjun, I found this while going through your room. Sitting in front of her was Jordan's diary. Jordan's stomach dropped. No, Mom, you can't. You can't tell Dad. And I was really upset at this point because why are you reading my diary first of all, alright? That's something personal to me, so why are you reading it? Rude. Everything about her physically seemed calm, but Jordan knew that she was furious. Her hands clasped in front of her. I will not tell your father, because there won't be any need for it. Her eyes started to tear up, but her voice was filled with rage. You will stop this at once. You will not do this to us after everything we have given you. We will burn this in the stove before your father gets home from work. And from this point forward, you will start going on regular dates with girls. Eventually, you will get married and give us grandchildren. I know you wanted to start a family, but there's absolutely no way that's going to happen if you continue this path that you're on. That is extremely something I would not want to hear if I was in this situation. Jordan watched her open the wood stove and toss his diary into the fire. Especially doing that. Rude, Mom. Every thought, every feeling, every drawing, every secret. Everything he had written down in his diary was disappearing in front of him. I would be livid, bro. When Harvey was 16, he had become the star of the football team. Harvey no longer had time to help his mother in the garden. His mother asked him if he was happy with playing football. Harvey didn't answer at first. He thought about it. He wasn't sure. Harvey said he was happy. His father smiled more. His father laughed with him. Or, more often, sorry. His father hugged him. His father loved him. Finally. His mother smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. His mother laughed, but it felt hollow. His mother hugged him, but there felt like a massive void in between the two of them. His mother had and always would deeply love him. Later that year, his mother got very sick. And this is where shit hits the fan. On her deathbed, she told Harvey that there was no way to measure just how much she loved him. She told him that no matter what he does in his life, that she would be proud of him. She told him that he owed it to himself to do what made him happy. She told him that when he finally found his happiness, to do what he could to make it last. She held Harvey in his sister's hand as she passed away, peacefully. Harvey no longer helped his mother with her garden. I mean, 'cause he can't. When Jordan and Harvey were 19 years old, they were in college. They met, they loved, they lived. Their lives changed from that point forward. It's been over 20 years since they started building their lives together. So they're like 39 now? Oh, that's old. At first I was confused because I thought we were learning them from like young to older, but we're actually not. A faint vibrating noise comes from the far bedside table. Jaggy, I think someone's trying to call you. And I believe Jaggy is like I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's like, yeah, honey, darling, and sweetheart. I appreciate this game in a way because I get to learn like a little bit of Korean, even though I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Jordan reached over to wake him up. Using a little too much force, Jordan slapped his hand down onto the coat sheets. Huh? Oh, I also love the different style. Again, it's like 3D and not like 2D of drawing art, so this is different. And I'm excited. I'm living for it. He rolled over. Jordan found that he was alone in the room. Jordan leaned over to see who was calling. Candace. She didn't want to make her wait any longer, so Jordan grabbed the phone and answered.
Hey.
Oh, I forgot there was slight voice acting. What's going on? What's going? Papa! Jordan realized that Candace didn't know who she was talking to. Well, I've been trying to get a hold of you all morning. Cupcake, it's not... I was wondering if... Candace, it's Daddy. Papa just left his phone in the room. Oh. He sat up in bed. Candace went quiet. What's going on, Cupcake? Jordan could hear her calm her breathing on the other side of the phone. I was wondering if I can come by for dinner tonight. Of course, Cupcake. You know that's always okay with us. There was a muffled noise coming from her end. I know, I'm asking right now. Also, Daddy, my boyfriend is going to come by.
Huh?
Wait, boyfriend? Did you say you have a...
See ya.
See you tonight. Tell Papa to call me, please. Love you. The phone screen lit up with call ended. Jordan glanced at the clock. It was fairly early in the morning. Jordan pulled himself out of bed, get dressed, and unplugged the phone from the charger. Jordan wasn't sure why Harvey had gotten up so early, but he thought that he might as well bring Harvey his phone. Harvey? Huh? Oh yeah, there's so much movement in this game. I love it. Well, hey sweetie, I see you finally got up. Finally got up? It's still early. Speaking of, what are you doing up this early? Nothing. I was doing nothing. Harvey slid something behind him underneath a magazine. What was that? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to make some coffee. Jordan tossed Harvey his phone. Oh, thanks. I was looking for that. When Jordan got into the kitchen, he remembered that he needed to tell Harvey something. Oh yeah, before I forget, Candace called your phone. She did. I love it. He peeped out. She did? And you answered it? What? Of course I answered it. What was I supposed to do? Ignore our daughter calling? Good point, good point. So, did she say anything interesting? She told me to tell you that you should call her and that she's coming over for dinner tonight. Oh yeah, that. That? I mean, that's cool. Can't wait. What's going on with you? Harry tried to hide a grin. He felt miserably. Nothing. He turned away quickly, unable to keep the smile off of his face. He opened the fridge. He spoke in a sing-songy voice. Did you want breakfast? I picked up your favorite. Harry pulled out a bag from the fridge. Jinja? I can't talk. Really? Okay, Jinja? Am I saying that right? Gomawa? Is that right? Thanks. He was distracting me with food and it was working. Food works on me too, sometimes. Harvey walked over and kissed Jordan on the cheek while he handed him the bag. You're cute. I know. I feel like that's something Tyler and I would say. They took their places at the dining table and started having breakfast together. I really adore the fact that the background is actually personalized. Like, you know, a lot in like visual novels and such, the background sometimes it doesn't match the scenery that was being described. But this one, you can see pictures of them and their daughter. They took their places at the dining table and started having breakfast together. Oh, I was going to say something before you brought up food. What was it? Was it about sweet treats? No. Oh, right. There are no limits shirt. I did point that out when I recorded the first session. No limits? Nope. How much you love me? No. Harvey looked slightly hurt. I mean, yeah, that too, but that wasn't what I was going to say earlier. Oh, well, I'm out of ideas. It'll come to me. Anyway, thank you for breakfast, Jaggy. It was no problem. I was out already, so I figured, why not, you know? I was having such a hard time waking up this morning. I barely even reacted to... Wait. Candace has a boyfriend! Jordan, with his great timing, yelled that right when Harvey had started taking a drink. Harvey choked and coughed up some onto his arm. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. He has a boyfriend. Who is he? Didn't say, but he's coming to dinner tonight. I guess we'll find out then. And this better not ruin the plan. Sorry, I didn't hear that. What'd you say, Jackie? I said I hope he's a good guy. She deserves it. Jordan didn't hear what Harvey had said, but he was pretty sure it wasn't that. Harvey pushed his chair away from the table. I'm going to run some errands. Did you need anything? Didn't you already go out earlier? That's so cute. Like a selfie of their daughter. Yeah, but a couple places I needed to go to weren't open yet. It's my fault for not checking their hours beforehand. So, did you need anything? I mean, if you're going out, there's some stuff at the grocery store you can pick up for dinner tonight. Are you sure you want to cook? You always do. I can do it tonight instead. No thanks. Plus, I don't want you burning my kitchen down again. Ah, come on. That was over 20 years ago. I got evicted. All part of my master plan, I got to move out of my cruddy apartment and find a new place with you. His wiggling eyes. He wiggled his eyebrow. Wiggling eyebrows, not eyes. If his eyes were wiggling, that's kind of awkward. He wiggled his eyebrows at Jordan. His goofy expression got to Jordan, and they both broke into laughter. So cute. It's okay, I don't mind cooking tonight. Jordan leaned over and gave Harvey a quick kiss on the cheek. Jordan picked up and put their plates into the sink as Harvey walked toward the bathroom to get ready to leave. Jordan shouted to Harvey while he searched the cupboards. What are you in the mood for dinner? Harvey was brushing his teeth and his voice was muffled when he yelled back. Your chicken Alfredo, I've been craving it. Sounds good. And dessert? Harvey entered the kitchen. I would really shout, but Tyler's just... So, I'm not gonna try to wake him up. Sweetie, you're the dessert guru. Anything you come up with will be perfect. Jordan was not exactly sure what made him think of it right then, but something came to mind. How about Esther's pie recipe? That is an absolutely perfect idea. You don't even know. Alright, I need to write down a grocery list for you. Oh, now that I'm replaying this, I realize who Esther is. Jordan had remembered seeing a notepad somewhere around the living room. Hey, I wasn't too sure if this even matters. See, look, my last save file. Let's overwrite it. Under the magazines is where what's his face hid something. I went to the bookshelf prior and there was nothing. So under the magazines, why not? Jordan moved the magazines. Oh, there it is. Oh! I probably shouldn't have. That probably ruined the surprise of the game or whatever. As soon as he picked it up, Harvey grabbed it out of Jordan's hands. What was that for? If you're cooking dinner and baking pies later, you shouldn't tie your hands out with writing. Go ahead and tell me what you need and I'll write it down for you. I don't understand you sometimes. He grinned at me, but I could tell he was nervous about something. Jordan, please just let me write the list down. There was something in the tone of Harvey's voice when he said Jordan's name like that. Jordan felt compelled to listen and Harvey knew it. Jordan listed off everything that he could think. When they finished, Harvey put the notepad back into his back pocket. Harvey reached out for Jordan's hand. Harvey pulled Jordan closer to him. Harvey pressed his forehead against Jordan's and they both closed their eyes for a short moment. Maybe this was better. Maybe it was a better choice. I don't know. Harvey let out a happy sigh. Jordan noticed a peppermint smell on his breath. Alright. Harvey planted a brief and sweet kiss onto Jordan's lips before he pulled away. Harvey grabbed his car keys and said a quick goodbye to Jordan as he left. Jordan stood near the window and watched Harvey get into his car and drive off. He's acting so weird today. Jordan sighed and shook his head. Who knows what he's up to? His phone rang. He half expected Harvey to be calling about forgetting something, but it was actually Jordan's brother Steven calling. 여보세요? 여보세요? I don't know. 안녕하세요. Jordan and Steven talked regularly on the phone. They talked about their families, their jobs, and anything else that was happening in their lives. What? What? Have you eaten? I don't know how to say that, and I have not heard that term yet. Or heard someone say that. I wish. I wish they had like the voices to tell me how to pronounce it correctly, but it's fine. While talking on the phone with Steven, Jordan walked around the house and cleaned up a bit. For my if I have any Korean friends, hit your girl up and tell me how to learn Korean. I really want to like learn the culture. I really love Korea for their fashion and makeup, and it's just want to go there and shop for everything. Gonna rinsed out it, as well as like, sorry, I'm going like off track. I also want to go to one of the hanboks to get, it's hanbok, right? The dress, the traditional dress, and then go to a hanok and look around. It's so beautiful. Gonna rinsed out some mugs that were sitting out and put them into the dishwasher. He cleaned up some magazines that had been sitting out on the coffee table for days. Brennan found Harvey's coat hanging on a doorknob to the hallway closet. He picked it up and took it into the bedroom. He opened the bedroom closet. He balanced the phone between his ear while he reached for a coat hanger. When he was hanging the coat onto the rack, he nudged a shelf up above. A loose box started to slide towards Jordan. Uh-oh. He jumped out of the way of the box, and there was stuff everywhere. Banchana? Did I say that right? Is that, like, are you alright? Oh. Banchana, it's translated to "it's okay" in English. When used in a form of a question, it means "are you okay?" Banchana is used as a reply to said question, means "I'm okay." I'm okay. Oh, so there's so many, like... kind of... okay. Steven had overheard the crashing noise over the phone and asked Jordan if he was okay. Something. Where's my index? Hello? Index? God, I do not know how to read that. I have to go now, okay. Okay. Look, he's okay. He has to go now. Brennan told him that he was fine, but he had to go. Brennan kneeled down and started picking up all the contents from the box. This was a box full of stuff from when Harvey and Jordan had gone to college. It was filled with knickknacks from their apartments, photos, and couple books. Oh, it's so cute! Jordan was putting things back into the box when he picked up one of the photos. It was taken the day that Harvey and Jordan had met. And this is how we travel in the past to learn. Please just give me a chance at this. I can do this. I'll prove it to you. If I fail, I'll quit. I promise. Dad, please? He hung up on me. My eyes welled up, but I wiped them with my sleeve. I needed to hold myself together. I turned around and grabbed a rack of cupcakes out of the oven. I set them next to the other ones. Look at all the dessert, bro. The following morning, I stood at a table in front of Morai Community College. The table was filled with all the baked goods that I had spent the previous night perfecting. My specialty was cupcakes. The table next to mine was covered in different kinds of pies. They were being sold by my literature professor, Miss Brooks, and her daughter. Jordan, your cupcakes simply just look amazing. I can tell you put a lot of effort into this. I blushed a little. I had been preparing for this bake sale for a while now. It needed it to go perfectly. Thanks, Miss Brooks. I was like confused when I saw her. I don't know if there's supposed to be a gap there or not, or I don't know. Please, we're not in class, Bubba. Just call me Esther. So that's where the pie is. That's the signature. Like, it's her pie. Esther's daughter had been reading To Kill a Mockingbird. See, she looked up and rolled her eyes. Surprisingly, I have not read that book, even as I went through high school. Sure, Esther. Charlotte, I wasn't saying that to you, was I? No, sorry, Mom. Charlotte looked down at her feet and looked defeated, but when her mom turned away, Charlotte caught my eye and flashed a grin at me. Jordan, I don't think you've met my daughter. This is Charlotte. She's a freshman in high school. And Charlotte, this is Jordan. He's a student in my literature class. Pleased to meet you, Charlotte. That's a really pretty name. Thanks, I guess. I didn't pick it out or anything. Esther tapped on the table. Charlotte. Nice to meet you too. Your cupcakes look delicious. I picked up one of the cupcakes in the back and handed it to her. Wait, like, really? Righteous. I don't really say... I haven't heard the word righteous a whole lot. I've never even said it on my own willingly before. It's just that word never comes to mind. Charlie grabbed the cupcake out of my hands with a quick thank you before eating it up. Miss Brooks, Esther, did you want one? She smiled at me while she turned to her own table. Only if you agree to a slice of pie. Consider it a trade. Mom's pies are totally primo. I nibbled on some of the remaining cupcake left on the wrapper. Esther and I handed each other our desserts. We each took a bite and mused about how good they were. I'll give you my recipe. It was my mother's, but I made some alterations to it over the years. I nodded. I was grateful for her kindness. The bake sale was off to a slow start. Not many people were craving sweets first thing in the morning. Charlotte had gone back to reading. Esther had a stack of crosswords to work on. And I had forgotten to bring anything. I had been too excited for this event that I forgot that it wouldn't be bustling with business from open to close. So I sat. I appreciated the little songs that the birds sang. I appreciated the breeze of the wind. I appreciated the smiles on a stranger's face as they passed by each other. Off in the distance, a car slid around a corner into the parking lot next to us. It interrupted the little things that I was appreciating. I could hear a loud group of guys excitedly shouting to each other in the car. The car quickly parked into a nearby space, and 5 guys piled out of the car. One of them had caught my eye. Ugh. Who are they? This is where I don't know the rest from here on now. I read everything before though. Jocks. Charlotte, you have never even met these young men. Jocks are jocks. This one guy named Jason bullies Howard all of the time at the school. Wait, that's kind of funny because his name is Jordan and Harvey. J&H. Get it? Okay. I glanced over to the group. They were standing around their car. The one had caught my eye glanced over in our direction. He pointed at our tables. Who's Howard? No one. Like it doesn't matter. Charlotte's face turned red. She hid behind her book. The 5 guys had noticed a bake sale and were making their way over to the various stands. They continued joking and yelling to each other as they made their way through the stands. I couldn't help but watch the group. There wasn't much else to look at. Hey, it's young Harvey! Then he turned from his friend and our eyes locked for a brief moment. He smiled. My face heated up so quickly that I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I could set the world on fire. My eyes darted away to find something, anything else. The way that his cheerful smile reached his big brown eyes was etched into my memory. Excuse me, attractive man. He had walked up to my table. How much are the cupcakes? They're 75 cents each. Holy cow, I'm buying this whole table. Even though I'm probably not gonna eat all the cupcakes. I'm the type of girl that doesn't like a whole lot of icing on my cakes. And cupcakes tend to have a lot of icing, so it's like, eh. I avoided eye contact with the man as he thought about the price. He had to have noticed how much I was blushing. I could see Esther smile at me from her table. Did she know? I'd like to buy one. His hand reached into his pocket and handed me $1. Keep the change. But thank you, that's really kind of you. He gave me another smile. It was interrupted by his friends rushing up to him. 2 bumped into his shoulders, one stood a couple feet away, and the last one jumped onto his back. He was obviously not expecting this. His body lurched forward under the force and he lost his footing. It felt like slow motion as he tumbled toward me, toward the table. Oh no! The man looked surprised and scared. Esther reached out. Charlotte glanced over her book with a look of horror on her face. I stood there, unable to move. And then suddenly everything sped back up. His body crashed through my table, breaking the legs. Cupcakes flew everywhere. His body lay in the center of the mess. His friends had backed up. They were speechless. The man who had jumped onto his back started to run to the car. The others followed, leaving their friend behind. The engine revved and they drove off without a single thought or a second thought. Esther and Charlotte rushed to help up the man who had fallen through my table. But I was having trouble thinking. I wasn't there. I was stuck in the memory of the phone call from last night. I told him I'd quit. I thought there was no possible way that I could fail. I thought that this would be a way to get my name out there. And now everything laid on the ground around me. Everything was ruined. And he was laying in the middle of the chaos. Sir, are you okay? Does it hurt anywhere? The man pulled himself up into a sitting position. He was covered in so much frosting. He reached over to rub his shoulder. I'm fine. He glanced around at the cupcakes all over the ground and let out a gasp. No! Oh, for the love of no. Poor guy. He broke our stuff. He rushed to his feet and leaned over to me. I still hadn't moved since he gave me his money for the cupcake that he bought. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He frantically looked around. I can fix this. I can. I will. It's ruined now. Don't bother. My voice sounded motionless to my own ears. The man dropped down to his knees and looked at all the cupcakes around him. Slowly, he reached up to his nose and wiped frosting onto his finger. He licked the frosting off his finger. The cupcake that he bought had smushed itself against the concrete. He reached out for it and unpeeled the wrapper. He took a bite from the bottom. I felt like I was suddenly awake. This is delicious. Wait, are the cupcakes all wrapped in like a wrapping paper or like plastic wrap or something? I don't get it, but okay. Anyway, this is where we're gonna stop for today. Save. Here. I'm glad the system didn't shut down, but this seems like an interesting little visual novel. It's not in demo, so it's a full game. As always, I'll put it down below in the description box for those of you that want to play the game for yourself and don't want to wait for my uploads, you know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.